Hello, viewers. You're welcome to our channel today. This is Family Aspect, and I'm your host, Charles. Today, I want to be talking about how to know if a man is interested in you. There are ladies out there who may be thinking, "Oh, I don't know if this guy is interested in me or not." Or your friends are asking you, "Is he interested in you?" How do you know? What does it mean for a man to be interested in you? It means that he wants to go out with you, or date you, or even proceed to marry you. It means a man wants to commit to you. For a man to be ready to commit to you, he must first of all show an interest in you. And there are signs to know that a man is interested in you. So I want to share with you today some of the things that you can look out for to know that a man is interested in you. Now, I'm a man, so I can tell you from my own past experiences, because I'm a married man now, you can see. So I can tell you from my past previous experiences and how this thing work. You can actually know as a woman that a man is interested in you. You want to know about it? All right. Now, before we continue, I want you to hit the subscribe button. I want to share this video and like the video as well. Hit the thumb up button, okay? Because I'm about to share something with you that you will always come back to listen to again and again. And if you implement them, they will produce results. And in addition to that, I'm coming up with a lot of series of these teachings, so watch out for it. Okay. All right, so let's start. How to know if a man is interested in you? First, the obvious one that we all know most of the time is that he stares at you. When a man is interested in you, he stares at you. He just stares. I repeat, he will stare at you. Literally, every single relationship I had before I got married was like this. If I'm interested in a lady, I got to stare. I have to just stare at them. Why? I don't know why that happens anyway, but that's just the way it works with most 90% of men, really. If a man is interested in you, the first thing you can find in that he's interested in you is that he gazes at you, he stares at you. All right? And look out for that. If a man starts staring at you, don't be shy. Don't wander off. Don't look at him as though, what kind of a look is that? Don't react negatively. He's just interested in you. So just record in your heart, in your mind that, oh, he's interested in me. That's fine. But there's more to it. There are other signs. You're not going to run off with the fact that he's staring at you. There's more. Okay. Then another thing you want to look out for is that if he take a step, now he stares at you, and then he approach to you, and now you know he's interested in you, and now he'll approach you and ask for your number. Okay, and then you give him your number. Then after a while, randomly, he started testing you, sending you messages just to see how you're doing, how you're faring, how your day was. Did you have dinner? What kind of food did you eat? All of those random tests. All right. When that is going on, just know that this guy is interested in you big time. Okay. Then another thing you want to look at for that, to know that a man is interested in you. You know, these eyes are very unique. If you look straight into those eyes, there's an inner black eye there. It's called the pupil. All right. The pupil, both of them. It's called the pupils. Now, when a man is talking to you, if he's interested in you, that pupil expands. Oh, this is a scientifically proven thing. You haven't tried it yet? I want you to give it a try. Just look at when a man is talking to you. If you want to know if he is interested in you, just look into those eyeballs and check out the pupil's eyes. They will expand whenever he's if he's talking to you and he's interested in you, those things will expand. Yeah. The amazing fact. Then another thing you want to look at for to know that a man is interested in you is that the first thing he will look for in every situation in his life is you. If he's looking for anything at home or around him, he will be looking. If he's interested in you, he's looking for you in every situation. Watch him when he walks through the room. Watch him when he's trying to look for the remote. Immediately he sees you and he stops looking around. That's the chance you need to pick. That's just to let you know. That is a sign that oh, he's interested in me. Sometimes it has happened to me before. Even now, it does still happen to me with my wife. Sometimes I'm looking for something, and immediately I see her in the living room or in the room, I just stop. It's as though I forgot what I was looking for. And often before time, they have called and say, honey, is there any, I'm looking for this thing. Have you found it? And she might be downstairs. And by the time I walk downstairs and then see her in the living room, and then it's as though what I was looking for just disappeared. That's it. So you become the focus, not what he was looking for anymore. That's just to let you know that he's interested in you. He likes you. Now, another thing you want to look at for to know that a man is interested in you is that he smiles at when you smile. He smiles at you in response to your smile. When you smile to him or smile at him, he will respond with a smile. It's a way, it's just the way, no matter how far the distance, maybe he might just be across the garden, or probably you are in the living room, you are inside the house, and he is outside and he's coming and you smile to him, he smiles back. Just try it in any distance. Maybe this guy has been talking to you and then you just smile at him and see what he does. If he's interested in you, he will smile back at you. Even in a pub or in a restaurant, maybe you're just eating in a pub, or even in a park. You're sitting in a park and you see this beautiful guy or handsome guy and then maybe just smile just to know whether he's interested in you. You can test that, and you smile at him. If he smiles back, you got a tick there. If he smiles back, that's it. That means he likes you too. So you need to know some of these things. These are very, very simple things to find out, but we are not paying attention to these things. Okay, another thing you want to pay attention to is how he treats other girls. If a man is interested in you, you want to pay attention to how he treats other girls. You see, how does he treat his mother? How does he treat his sister? You see, you want to find out how does he treat other girls that he comes in contact with. All right, watch out for that. Now, that's not the only thing, because the main thing is how he treats you differently. You want to know how he treats you differently. If he treats you differently, better off, more appreciated than the rest of these girls, whoops, you got it. He is so much into you. He's interested in you. Yeah. There's no doubt. You can bank on that. There's no doubt. Okay. Well, imagine a man, specially treats you more than the mother. He specially treats you more than his sister. You are just in for a good ride with him. He is so much interested in you. Okay. Now, another thing you want to look at for is he will want to be interested in your other friends, the friends you talk to, especially the boys you talk to. If you talk to any boys, you have a boyfriend as a casual friend, he will be interested in knowing them. He will ask you questions about them. He will ask you how long you'll be friends with them. He will ask you when you knew them. He will ask you how long you've been, in the same course or whatever you do with them. He will question all of these things. All right. Now, that doesn't mean that's not a negative sign at all. It's just to prove to you that he cares and is interested in you. So if a man is really interested in you, he will be interested in knowing the other men that you're going out, that you have as a friend, okay? Not the one you're going out with. I mean, of course, you're going out with him now. So he will be more interested in other boyfriends that you have, right? Casual boyfriends. And they want to know how close you are to them. Yeah, because he's interested in you. All right. So all you need to do, just comment on them. Just whatever questions they ask on it, just try and answer sincerely, because he's really interested in you. Another thing you want to look at for that, he will slow his walking pace with you. Every time you're going out, you guys are walking together, or you're going for a walk in the park, or maybe a run or something. He would like to be in the same walking pace with you. All right. If he can, if a man is interested in you, he won't walk away from you. He will just walk in the same pace with you. And this is just another scientific proven scientific fact. It has been proven, it has been tested. I've tested it, I've worked it myself. I know how it is. This is exactly what it is. If you're interested in a lady and you're walking with that lady, there's no way you just want to walk past or give yourself away. I mean, you walk in line. You want to walk, you want to slow your pace of walk with that person. You want to walk in line. You want to ensure either she's ahead of you or you are just at the same pace with the person you're walking together. You know what I mean? Another thing you want to look at for is when he talks to you and he will tilt his head slightly. You know, when a man likes, is interested in a woman, whenever he talks with a woman that he likes or he's interested in, he tilt his head slow. He slightly tilt his head. You know, he bends his head. You know, in a stylish way. You know, depending on what he's expressing and how he's expressing himself. But he always tilts his head to look at you. You know, just tilt his head to look at you, tilt his head slightly to look at you, just, you know, slowly looking at you. I don't know, guys does this. I've done it, so you know, it might be funny doing it, like, you know, oh, you look like, you know, there's a way they do men do it. So he's interested in you. That's just the way it is. You know, whenever a guy is actually paying attention to what you're saying, he does that. You know, he teats his head, you know, teach his head. Like, okay, yeah. He's interested, he's paying attention to what you're saying. So watch out for that. That's just to know that he's interested in you big time. Now, another thing you want to look out for is he will remember a lot of the tiny details you randomly throw into conversation. All right. He will remember a lot of the tiny details you randomly throw into conversation sometimes. Sometimes you might jokingly have said, oh, I like rose color, or I like rose color, and I like to wear clothes with rose color. Whatever you did, those minute details, he will remember them anytime, any day. And he's not a man who will forget your birthday. He's a man interested in you. He will remember your birthday. He will remember it. He will remember it. He won't forget all those things. He will remember your best color. He will remember if he's interested in you. Now, that doesn't mean that those things are the major thing that you have to look out for. Sometimes he may not remember at the time, but other traits, other attributes, it's just there. So you need to watch out for all of these attributes. Okay. Now, if a man is interested in you, this one is only true for like about 80% of guys, and I know I'm still trying to do my research on it, but so far 80% of guys does this. Okay, he will often fix his appearance when he's with you. No, he look at him, the way he dressed, so he's always like, you know, you know, check his shoe and adjust, he fixes appearance, and then he does this, and you're talking to him like, he's fixing his appearance whenever he's with you. Why is he doing that? Either he's touching or fixing his hair, adjusting his clothing, he's actually bothering to tie up all these things. So his shoes are there, like, oh, it's not properly clean, or he's just checking himself out. Oh dear. I remember many years ago, I was like this. I mean, oh dear. Okay, that's it. You want to know that a man is interested in you? There's more to it. Let me show you another one. If you ask him who he likes, and then he replies by asking you, who do you like? then there's a pretty good chance that he likes you. Unless he's someone who is struggling with trust. Anyone who struggles with trust will not ask you back, who do you like? If you say, who do you like? If you're asking him, um, who do you like? And he says, I don't like any, I don't know. Uh, uh, I'm not sure. Who do I like? I don't know. Just know that he's struggling with trust. That's one. Number two, he may be interested in you, but there may be problem. Probably he's struggling with trust. Okay, so don't try and capitalize on this particular one to know whether is interested in you or not. But if the guy asks you on a good note, he asks you, who do you like? So he replies with a smile, okay, tell me. You ask him, who do you like? And he's like, you tell me, who do you like? There you go. With that kind of reaction, he's interested in you. There's no two ways about it. All right. Now, another sign you want to look at for is that he will give into things you want to do. Oh, this is pretty. He will give in into things you want to do. For instance, he may be a guy that loves watching football. And by the time you want to go out and you're asking him, oh, hey babe, can we go out? Can you help? Can you follow me down to the roadside store or to the offline store, please, or to the supermarket, please? I would like to go with you. Would you mind? And he dumped the football. He gets up. Now this is a football lover, and he's a soccer lover. And then he leave all of those things, walk away with you. Oh, come on. What more sign do you want to get to know that this man is interested in you? You see. And he decides to go to wherever you want him to go to, or he decides to do whatever you want him to do at that moment without complaining. He might say, oh, babe, I'm watching this ball, very nice. Okay, let's go. Okay, that's fine. And then he goes with you. Wow. Or he goes to do whatever you ask him to do. Wow. That's just a beautiful sign there. So you need to understand these are very, very unique things that you need to pay attention to. And that means he will not be able to, I want you to understand the point I just made. He will not be able to say no to you 99% of the time. If a man is interested in you, he will not be able to say no to you 99% of the time. There are things my wife now would tell me. Before now, there are things she would tell me before we got married that I hardly would say no to them. I hardly would say no to them. In fact, till now, 99% of the things that she would ask me or request of me, I do not say no. It's very difficult for me to say no. So that's how you know that a guy who is interested in you, a guy who loves you or who is interested in you. And you want to take such men seriously. You want to respect such people, such men. All right. Another thing you want to look at for that he will use a wider variety of facial expressions with you than he does with other people. In other words, it doesn't matter where he is with you. There are different expressions that comes from him. He can use a variety of facial expressions. So don't be scared. Don't think, oh, how? Look at that. No. He's just himself at that moment. He's just practicing being with you by himself, just being himself, just being all by himself with you. He's just practically real. Okay? So that's how you know that the guy is really interested in you. So you are just getting to know him, that he is just who he is. So he's not like pretending. You get it? So guys that does that have to express themselves facially through various ways. They are just practicing who they are. They're just trying to be free with you. They are not pretending. So it shows that he is interested in you. Okay? Then another thing that is very paramount, repetitive lip action. Repetitive lip action. If he is biting or licking his lips a lot when he is around you or talking with you. There's a chance that he's thinking about a lot of things. You know what I mean? He is thinking about a lot of things. He is thinking about so many things he would like to do with you or for you. And that is a brainer. So, here you have it. I have shared with you how to know that a man is interested in you. If you have these things there, you check them out. Come on, you can't miss it. You definitely know. And when you find out that this man is interested in you by walking this process, these signs, I tell you what, don't throw away the treasure you just found. That is a treasure. Don't throw away that treasure. Treat such man nicely. Be kind. Be patient. Be responsible, and also be respectful. And then you'll be amazed that you might end up being a wife to that man that you just found. So if you've enjoyed this video so far, I want you to hit the like button. And those of you who haven't subscribed yet, it is the first time of being in our channel, I will encourage you to subscribe right now. Subscribe. And then share this video with your loved ones and friends. Again, I'm going to be coming your way to share more of this information with you. And until then, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to our broadcast today. This is Family Aspect. Today, I want to be sharing with you how to know a man is not interested in you. I did a previous video on how to know a man is interested in you, but today I want to be sharing this one with you to know that a man is not interested in you. First, one of the most obvious signs is him asking about your social life, family, about your boyfriends, and all of that. Now, that is when he's interested in you. If he's interested in you, he asks about your life, your social life. He's interested about your dreams, your visions, what you want to do, what you want to become, your friends, your list of friends, and all of that. But if he is not interested in you, then he won't bother. He won't bother to know about what you do. He won't bother to ask you about your social life. He won't bother to ask you about your friends. He won't bother to ask you about what you do or what you want to become. He won't bother about it. That is a sign that he's not interested in you. You got to know when a man is interested in you and when he's not. See. Number two, he would never ask you about your interest, your hobbies, or aspiration. If a man is interested in a woman, one of the things he would do is to ask questions about his her interests, her hobbies, aspiration. What do you want to become? What do you want to have? Where do you want to go? What places do you like to visit? All of those wonderful, amazing questions that, things that will bring hope that there is something really going on between you two. But if he never asks about your interests, if he never asks about your hobbies, if he never bothered to ask about your aspirations, your dreams, what you want to be, do, have, if he never asks those things, then he's not interested. You can best count on it. He's not interested. If all that he's interested is to go to the room with you and just be on the best side with you, that's all, he's not interested. He's just looking for a bedmate. You need to know that. And number three, you need to avoid spending. Now, first of all, he will avoid spending time with you. Okay, avoid this kind of people. when he starts avoiding spending time with you on a one-on-one basis. In other words, you called, are you coming today? Can I see you? And then start avoiding you. It's giving one or two excuses all the time. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm going to be running late. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm working tomorrow. Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't afford to be around. I'm so sorry. All of that going on. And I'm not talking about dates. All right, he fails to comment on dates. I'm not talking about that. But if you and the guy cross paths, like on a commute, or he deliberately avoid talking to you, you see, that shows he's not interested. He's not interested. The guy is not interested in you if he doesn't talk to you anyway. He's not interested. So you need to know that. You see, another thing is every time he goes offline, whenever you are online, we are in the world of social media now, right? Every time he goes offline, immediately he sees you online, he goes offline. Maybe on Facebook, maybe on Instagram, maybe on TikTok. You see, wherever, maybe on, WhatsApp. All of this social media, he knows that you're there. So by the time he sees you come online, he goes offline. He's not interested in you. It's a huge sign. It's a huge sign, which means that he wants to avoid you at all costs, at any cost. You see, he wants to avoid you at any cost. And such a man, you need to really run away from. You should find your heels. Get to run. Another thing you want to find out that a man is not interested in you when you are among a group of common friends, and then he belittles you. He speaks down of you. He even disrespects you. He doesn't even give you. He doesn't talk to you or doesn't present you as though you are his friends or something. Now, don't think it is playful teasing. All right, don't think like that. This means he thinks you are not worth pursuing. It actually demonstrates that you are not worth having, you are not worth pursuing, or that he wants to keep you off from associating with him. He's just telling you, I'm not interested anymore. I don't want you. It's time. This is how you know that the man is tired. He doesn't want you. You see, he's not interested. Another thing you want to look at for is that he hangs out or he's comfortable with people with specific characteristics which you do not have. All right, he would like to hang out with friends or colleagues who probably, maybe you don't, how would I put it, probably you are not an extrovert, okay? And then he knows you are not an extrovert, you're an introvert. So you like spending that moment time with him. But because of that, he would like to hang out with those who are extroverts, who like to go out all the time, and then putting you on that edge. You understand what I'm trying to say? Just consider other things that you may have as a kind of weakness. And then he tried to look at the other side of the people that have such characteristics that you don't have. And then he goes out and want to walk and spend time with them. You see, you don't like this thing, but he would like to associate with people who like such things. You get the point? For instance, okay, there are guys who hang out exclusively with older women, or women who are less intellectual or aggressive women. These are just different characteristics. So he may want to spend time with less intellectual women because you are very intellectual, you are educated, you are smart, but he would like to spend less time with you and spend more time with those who are with less intellectual capacity, or where you would like to spend time with women who are aggressive, or what they call the hot ladies. They used to call you are not a hot lady, so you would like to spend time with them. So, which is his personal preference. It depends on the guy. When he start behaving like that, it's obvious that he's not interested in you. Okay? And then he treats you like a normal friend. That's another thing. If he treats you like a normal friend or acquaintance, you don't see, you do not know anything about him. You do not know anything about him or anymore. It's like he's now like a normal friend. There's nothing special. You don't know anything about him anymore. So you hardly want to find out things from him. He hardly talks to you. He hardly shares his experience. He just treats you as a normal friend. Hello, how are you? You okay? You fine? You good? Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'll speak to you later. Just normal friend. You don't know him anymore. It's obvious that he's not interested in you. Now, if you want to know more about this, just first of all, you want to find out if your guy is interested in you or not, or a man is interested in you, or is interested in the relationship or not. These are the things you need to check out for. And you'll be right off front to know that he's not interested in you. And that will save you a lot of heartache, a lot of heartbreak. It will save you a lot of headache. It will save you a lot of trauma. It will save you a lot of stress. And then you will be well off if you just pack your bags and walk out and find somebody who really cares and someone who will treat you just as you are. I believe you have been inspired and you know what to do now. So if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, I encourage you to subscribe. If you're watching for the first time, you should be subscribing and like this video and share with your loved ones. I'm going to be coming your way again next time with another special episode or special information about dating and relationship and marriage. Until then, have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye for now. How do you make your husband fall in love with you again? Sometimes women experience the dryness of the love of their husband in a period of time in their relationship. In most cases, after a few months into marriage or a few years into marriage, the husband's love for them begin to dry up, begin to fade away. So, how do you make him fall in love with you again? That's one aspect of looking at this subject. In another way of looking at it is, how do you make any man who is interested in you and you think you guys are fit for marriage, how do you make that man fall in love with you? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'll be right back. Hello, you're welcome back. This is Family Aspect. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I want you to subscribe. And if you are just watching this video right now, hit the thumb up button to like the video. Now, how do you make any man or a man to fall in love with you? Now, first of all, this is a disclaimer. I do not know you, okay? I do not know who your husband is. So, I can only speak in generality or in generic term, okay? But things that will generally work for most men, that's what I'm going to talk about today. These are things that will generally work for any man. All right? Okay. So just in case you say, well, you don't know how my husband is, you don't know what kind of boyfriend I have, it doesn't matter. This will work for them. Be rest assured it's going to work. Okay? Now, make yourself pleasant. Number one thing you want to do to make a man, your husband fall in love with you is this. Make yourself pleasant to be around with. You got me? Make yourself pleasant to be around with. This is very key. You say, what do I mean? How do I do it? Talk to him about anything and nothing. Whatever. Keep the conversation balanced. You have to be alive. You have to be active. Talk to him. Keep the conversation balanced. In doing so, you are making yourself pleasant to be with. Listen when he talks. Okay? Listen when he talks, and at least pretend to be interested in what he has to say. And also, keep up on your end the conversation, because a lot of times when men are talking to women, the women try to sway off so quickly. You understand? They just sway off the conversation so quickly. Even the man can tell that she's no longer listening. The man can tell that you are no longer listening. You are no longer paying attention. No, you want to keep up your end of conversation because he needs your attention. Give your husband dedicated time when you are doing nothing. Give your husband dedicated time when you are doing nothing. But one thing I want you to do is spending time with him is very important. So practice that. Spending time with your man. Not talking to him while you are doing some hobbies or some things. No, it's like it's not like it's not talking to him during the commercials, the TV shows, or whatever you're doing. You understand? But whatever else you are doing, you want to make sure that you spend time to talk to him. You want to talk to him. You want to talk to him with interest, with attention. You see, this is so important. Make yourself, that's number one. I just showed you how to make him fall in love. The first thing you need to do, make yourself pleasant to be around with. And how do you do it? I just explained them. By talking with him all the time, spending time with him, and then don't just focus on yourself. You focus on him. You focus on him. And I try to explain some of the scenarios. Sometimes you're watching TV and he's talking to you. You are still watching TV and it's as though you're listening, but you're not listening. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's your hobby time. You're doing things that you love, that you want to do all the time. And then that's the only time you think, oh, he's talking to you. You just keep doing what you're doing. And what I'm trying to say is, give him attention. If you want to be pleasant around to be with, you have to be very, very good in talking to him. You have to be very, very good in communicating with your husband. That's a very important thing. And then number two, you want to make your man fall in love with you? Oh, I tell you this. Make yourself pretty for him. A lot of women today, it's so challenging. A lot of women today, after they get married, they lose their self-presentation. They lose their prettiness. Most of them actually happens after giving birth to children. They lose their prettiness. They no longer see that makeup is important. They no longer see that dressing nice is important. For the most part, beauty is not something you are born with. It is something you do. You need to understand that beauty is not something you are born with. It is something you do. You want to make your husband fall in love with you? You want to make your man fall in love with you? Again, you need to reawaken. You need to activate your prettiness. You need to present yourself pretty. You see, I told you before, let me say it again. I say most part, beauty is not something you are born with. Sometimes say, well, no, I like my natural beauty. If he doesn't like it, that's fine. No, beauty is something you do. Of course, we'll talk about the inner beauty, which is your character, your self-worth, self-love, all of those inner beauties. We'll talk about those ones. But now I'm talking about how you look, your appearance. Get yourself a good weight. Some women, after giving birth, they just allow their body to flop everywhere. The man may not like it, but he won't talk about it. Some are good enough to mention it and talk to you about it, and somehow you get offended again. So they just stop talking about it. But that makes their love for you to twinkle, to dry up without knowing. So get yourself a good weight. All right? Grow your hair long if you want to. Because listen, the Holy Bible says that the hair of the woman is our glory. You see, your hair, your covering, makes you beautiful. Your hair is your covering. It makes you look beautiful. So take care of your hair. Most women don't dress up their hair. Some women don't even make their hair after a long time, for a long time. Not because they don't have the money, because they don't just feel like it. You have to look good. Make yourself pretty for your husband. Dress in a nice clothes. Look beautiful. Look sexy to your husband or your man. You want to look. You want him to fall in love with you. This is the way. It can't be any other way. This is the way. So dress in a nice clothes. Wear some jewelries and makeups. Look nice. Makeup. If you don't know how to make up, go watch some YouTube videos. Watch some videos on how to do makeups. There are many beauty channels that you can follow and learn how to do your makeups and select your jewelries. This is so important. Do not doubt having physical flaws, okay? We all do. Don't be obsessed over them. We all do, okay? Cover up the negative and also emphasize the positive, which is very key. Cover up the negative. You say, oh, this mark on my face. Oh, these wrinkles on my face. Oh, this ache on my face, acne on my face. No, you don't need all of that. Cover them up. Amplify the positive of your side. If it is your whatever shape you have, amplify your positive. Look at yourself and look at your positive. You see, what part of you, of your body that looks amazing, that is attractive, amplify that one. You get it? Amplify it to him. If you could think, how did this man get attracted to you in the first place? How did he end up chasing you? You want to look at that and then amplify those things. All right? You must look pretty. Men like to look at pretty women. You know that already. I don't need to tell you. Men like to look at pretty women, and men especially like to have pretty wives. Understand this. Men like to have pretty wives. It keeps the love on. It keeps the love growing. You see, a man is proud to have a pretty wife. I want you to notice this. This is so important. A man is so proud to have a pretty wife. He feels like he has accomplishment, or I mean, he has accomplished something very huge, very successful, because to him, you are an award winner to him. You are a winning woman to him. You are, it's like, I don't know how to put it. You are like a treasure that was found in the battlefield. To him, you are like a treasure found in the battlefield, a spoil that was recovered from war. It's like you are like a victory band. Do you understand? To him. So if you think this is shallow or unimportant, or and he should not care, he should care about your intelligence or your achievement, not your beauty, just not just how you look. He should care about your inner beauty, not how you look outside. You better get over that now. You see, that's not going to work. If you want to have a happy marriage, you better get over that silly thinking. That thinking, you better get over it now. it is vital. It is vitally important, all right, to 90% of men that their wives or their lady looks pretty. Vitally important to 90% of men that their woman looks pretty. You need to take that seriously. And another thing you want to do to make him fall in love with you is this. This is very important. And I won't have to explain it because it's self-explanatory. Be available to him sexually. Be available to him sexually. It's so important. Enough said of that, because I won't have to say much, because you know what that means, how important that is. I understand that a lot of women complain about being tired, about having too much work to do, or they can't continue. The man asks for it's too much. I'm tired of giving to. It doesn't matter. If it is your man, he's your man. Who else should have it if not him? Be available to him sexually is so important. All right. Now, another thing you want to look at is do recreational things together. What does he love to do? What does he love? What does he love to play with? Do it together. Involve in his recreationality. Involve in his activities of recreation. If he likes to go out to jog, why don't you join him to jog? If he likes to play some games, why don't you join him to play the game? If you like to sing, why don't you join him to sing? If you like to play instruments, why don't you just try and be there and support him? See, do the recreational things together. If he likes to do whatever, go fishing, say let's go. Then go fishing with him. You see, or go to concert or museums or whatever it is that he loves to do. You want to go with him. You see, you go and do that with him. Go and have fun. Try as much as possible to do this with him, because you want your man to be in love with you. This is the way. Try to find things that you both like to do and enjoy doing it together. When you do that, you will make huge impact. These are things you can do consciously. But if you can't find anything you enjoy of itself, you enjoy yourself, try to enjoy it. Because you see, in most cases, women will say, well, I don't enjoy doing what he does. I don't like what he does. That's why. Okay, you don't like what he does. I understand. But you got to try to enjoy it anyway. If you want to make him fall in love with you, you have to try. This is one of the principles you have to put to work. Spending time together. That's the key. Because when you join him in those activities, you are creating opportunities to spend time together, to get to know each other, bond the more together. This is so important. And I mean, if he agrees to do something that you think is fun, but he doesn't particularly enjoy, Try to make it fun for him. It's so important. All right. So most men would be happy to go to an event they consider boring with their wives if their wife dresses up pretty for the event. So while she's watching, whatever, he can be looking at her and enjoying her. What I mean by that is it comes to a time whereby, let's say you like going to parties or you like doing this, that's your recreation, whatever it is. If he doesn't like it, dress up nice. When you dress up nice, look beautiful, he will be forced to follow you to that place. It may be a concert, it may be a cinema, whatever it is. Look beautiful, dress gorgeously. That he will force to say, man, you're looking beautiful. Is that where you're going with this? And I said, then you say, well, you know what? That's why I'm asking you to follow me. Let's go. Oh boy, I tell you what, 99% of the time, the men will go with you. They will definitely want to go that place with you. So try these tricks. It works. It works amazingly. Okay, another thing you want to do is to treat him with respect. I know most women have difficulty with this, but it's very simple. Respect is very simple. Respect is that I value you more than myself. That's it. Respect is an act of selflessness. It is birthed by sacrificial or self-sacrifice, okay? Selflessness. So until you know the key of selflessness, you won't be able to understand the power of respect. So respect is to honor someone more than you honor yourself, is to reverence someone or give huge honor to someone more than you do to yourself. So it's like loving someone more than you will love yourself. I'm not saying don't love yourself, but it's just like the word of Christ says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's respect. Just as you respect your body, you respect yourself. You can respect your husband. Now, he's not your child. When it comes to respect, remember this. Your husband is not your child. Your husband is not your servant. He is your husband. So don't nag. Never say to yourself, it's for his own good. I'm trying to talk to him for his own good. No, don't do that. Many wives makes their husband miserable by nagging them about something bad habit, or the husband has or something, or at least that the wife considered a bad habit, whichever one that you consider a bad habit. Listen, don't nag over it. Don't nag. Even the Holy Bible said that if a woman that nag would drive the husband away, and makes the husband live on top of the roof. What does that mean? He will stay more outside than he would rather stay with you and spend time with you. And you don't want that. So stop nagging, especially you women that nag. You're watching me now. Stop nagging. All right? Stop complaining. And then if you know, now this is very important. I'm saying it because it's important to making your husband fall in love with you. Okay? There are some women, they nag so much that they feel no guilt about being rude. They don't just feel it. They feel no guilt about being rude or annoying. Because to them, it's like, it's for his own good. If he will just listen to me, he will be much better off. If he will just listen to me. Listen, hear me. Don't do it. Don't do it. You want your husband to love you? Don't do it. A good wife can make, listen to this, a good wife can make her husband a better person by reminding him that he should take a shower, take his medicine, stop biting his fingernails. So it's by caring, in reality, by caring, not by nagging. You see. So you look out for things that will help improve his life, and remind him how those things will help improve his life. That's by caring. When you do it right, he does it right. All right. When you do it right, he will do it right. So here's the point. Every time you tell him to do something that will help him improve, get better, he will respond and say, yeah, you're right. I should do that. You're right. I should probably do that. That's what he says. So these key points, if you will practice them every day, stop nagging. Number one, I said, make yourself pleasant to be around with. It's so important that you make yourself pleasant to be around with. There's nothing better than that. All right. Then I talked about how you should do that. Then I said, make yourself pretty for him. You got to look beautiful. Take care of your body. Take care of your shape. I don't know how much I can emphasize this enough, but this is so important. It will change a whole lot of things for your marriage and relationship. All right, this is so important. Then I say, be available to him sexually. Be available to him sexually. Enough said of that. You know what it means. Then I also encourage you, do recreational things together. Do recreational things together. Whatever he likes to do, join him with him. You want to join him. You want to join and enjoy the process. It's so important. It's so important. Then I said, treat him with respect. If you would do these things, you will be amazed how your husband would turn out to fall in love with you like crazy. These things are very, very important. So I've shared with you how to make a man fall in love with you again. That's what I've shared with you. And it works all the time. I told you before, 90% of men respond to these things I've just shared with you. 90% of men respond to it. Well, there you have it. If you have been watching this video so far, I want you to hit the like button again and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I believe you enjoy this broadcast, this a little tip of dating advice that I give on Family Aspect channel. There are a lot of other videos that you can watch that will help you on our channel. I want you to take a look at them and see what you can implement in your personal life and relationship with your husband or wife. So thank you so much for listening, and I'm going to come your way again with another episode or special video that will blow your mind. Until then, have a lovely day. Peace. Hello, you're welcome to the channel today. I want to be sharing with you on how to make a man regret losing you. A lot of times, we do not know how much valuable of what we have until we lose them. Well, today, I'm going to be sharing with you on the things that you have to do to make that man know that, oh, he just lost a jam and regret losing you. Yeah. So I'll be right back. See you soon. You're welcome back. How to make a man regret losing you. Now, the way to get back to him is to be perfectly happy without him. That's number one. You have to be perfectly happy without him, not by being miserable. Because if you're miserable, you will not really, he thinks he got you. If you appear miserable, if you appear frustrated, if you appear confused, he thinks he got you. And when he thinks he got you, he got you. But what are you going to do? You're going to act the other way. You're going to switch the opposite, okay? You're going to act the other direction. The way to get back at him is to be perfectly happy without him. You got to prove that you're happy. Not miserable, but you're happy. There is nothing that will make him manda. All right? There's a word like that. Than seeing you perfectly happy without him. He will make him crazy just to see you perfectly happy without him. But if you're miserable, you're going to send out a signal. And that's a wrong signal. And you're giving him exactly what he wants. Yeah, he will say, I've got her. I think this is where I want her to be. She'll know that I've been very, very important to her in her life. You see? Why? Because you're sending her the wrong signal through miserableness. So your misery, you acting miserable, now she thinks, I got you. But you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that he sees how happy you are. And you got to find a way to be happy. You got to make yourself happy. Okay? It's very important. Then the next thing you want to do is live your life. A lot of women find it very difficult to live their life when a man leaves them, when their husband divorced them, or when they run away with another woman. They find it very difficult to live their life. You got to live your life. Don't post or post. I watched a video recently how a woman was crying on the social media, crying on YouTube, how the husband left her. She was crying for days. She did the video for about 2-3 days. And all she was doing was acting miserable. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Live your life. Don't post on social media. In fact, for a while, stay away from social media. Let him wonder what you're doing. Let him wonder where you are. You see, have fun without posting about you or what you're doing online. You see, you got to do that. Practice it. Listen, you want to truly enjoy your life. Okay? So you make up your mind, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my life. He may come back. He may not come back. It doesn't matter. But don't run behind him. Don't start doing things as though you're looking for him. Don't start doing things as though you want him to observe you. Make your look crazy. All right? Let me say this. In other words, do things that will make him crazy. Do things that will make him crazy. That, oh my God, you mean this lady's, oh, she's not even feeling anything? Yeah. Otherwise, if you're running after him, if you're trying to you're looking miserable, you're trying to do things and you can't even live your life, it makes you look very crazy. Now, so don't start asking about his friends or start posting. You want to talk to his friend, you want to talk to his relatives, don't do all of that. Stay away from that. You want to stop being crazy about him, okay? That's what you want to do. At that moment, you say, I can't do this. I'm not going to run after you. I'm not going to go crazy about you. I have to stop being crazy about him. You make up your mind. So you put all your effort into improving yourself. That's the only way this can work. Because I see a lot of women going through all of these emotional trauma without knowing how to handle it. Some men are just bound to do things like that. You know, there are men that are not marriageable. I've told you before. There are men who are actually horrible husbands. But many women don't know that. And because of it, they fall into the web of these horrible men and who became horrible husbands. And then they live their life horribly. and what you get is mystery. I mean, misery. All right, you get misery. You see, you get misery. You don't want that. So, here's what you want to do. Once he sees you, immediately you put all your efforts to make yourself happy. All right, trust me. Once he sees you happy without him, he will start missing you. He will start going crazy about you. He will start thinking, what on earth was I doing? How come I left this woman? However, you have to show yourself some respect. It's very important. Don't get back to someone who broke your heart in the first place. All right? You have to learn to do that. Otherwise, he will break it again. He will keep breaking your heart. So if he did something that you know that eventually he was wrong, he broke your heart, he cheated on you, he did something that he didn't supposed to do as a husband, all right, that is very, very unthinkable. Obviously, a lot of marriage today go through these normal, they see it as a normal routine now on cheating on their wives or wife cheating on their husband, all right, but that's bad, that's terrible. Okay, so accept that. So you have to be happy on your own. Don't try and get back to him because of that. It's okay, I forgive him, he's cheating on me, I forgave him, so he'll go and cheat on you again, you see. So make up your mind to live your life, and you want to ensure that you respect yourself, and the reason why he left must be ironed, must be dealt with. All right, now another thing you want to do is that you don't want to downgrade yourself for someone. You don't want to downgrade yourself for anyone. You have to learn to grow yourself, even if you are just alone. It doesn't matter where you are at this moment. If you find yourself alone, that is a moment to grow. In fact, the reason why you were single before you got married, it was to help you grow, mature in your mind, mature in your emotion, mature spiritually. You see, physically, spiritually, and mentally, you needed to be mature. So again, if you find yourself single or being alone, that's just another beautiful opportunity for you to grow. Grow yourself. Become who you want to be. Be a woman of respect, of value, a woman of substance. Add value to yourself in those moments. Learn to be happy with yourself. Learn to live your life without dependent of anyone. Listen, there are over 7 billion people in the world, and you deserve someone special, someone who will love you for you, someone who will just take you for who you are. You deserve that. So here's my point. You need to be strong. You need to be yourself. All right? You need to be perfectly okay. Accept what is real. Yes, he left. Accept the reality. Now you don't want to be running around. You don't want to look miserable. You don't want to be asking his friends and the family members, oh, can you help me? Can you do? No. Live your life. Get off of social media. Don't post anything about your life in that period of time on social media. Let him wander around where you are. Let him wander around what is wrong with you, what's going on with your life. Let him wander and respect yourself. Stay focused. Don't want to accept any man back who will break your heart. No. So you want to stop being miserable, acting miserable. All right? That's what you want to do. So put all the effort you can muster into improving yourself in this period of time where you're alone. Because it's a moment where you need to grow. You need to build yourself. You see, you have to learn to be happy on your own. That's where you have to sustain. You see, a lot of times the problem that marriages have is that most people haven't learned to be happy on their own. So when they come into marriage, they think the husband or the wife is going to make them happy. So when they fail to do that, they are miserable. No, learn to make yourself happy. And do not downgrade yourself. Do not belittle yourself. Work on your self-value. You see, work on your self-value. Work on your self-confidence. You see, improve yourself. It's so important. Improve yourself. Improve yourself. Grow, and grow. That's the time you need to grow. And when you do that, you'll be amazed. He will be crazily looking for you. He will be crazily trying to, he will regret ever leaving you. And if you want him back, this will make him get back to you too. I trust he will get him back to you. Otherwise, you just need to pick up someone else. There's 7 billion people in the world. Would you care? Someone is definitely there to love you as you are. I believe you have been imparted. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button right now. And hit the like button if this video was valuable to you. Hit the like button and share with those you think may want to hear this. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you again in another episode. Now, remember, we have other videos that we have created in our channel, in our playlist, that is obviously directly to relationship, marriage, and all of that. Take a look at them, and that will help you. All right? I'll see you again. Until then, bye. Hello, you're welcome to our channel today. This is Family Aspect, and I want to be sharing something very, very important with you. Now, if it is your first time today of joining us, don't go anywhere. Watch this video to the end, because I'm about to share with you 8 unhealthy communication skills in marriage. 8 unhealthy communication skills in marriage that brings unhealthy relationship, unhealthy family, unhealthy communication, is leading to divorce in many families today. So we want to be talking about this very importantly. Why do we have unhealthy communication in family? What are these unhealthy communication? How can we handle them? How can we get rid of them in our relationship? So watch and don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. You're welcome back. 8 unhealthy communication skill in marriage. One of the things I want to bring to your attention is using silent treatment to get your way or hurt your spouse. Doing that produce unhealthy marriage, produce unhealthy relationship. There are many people who actually have this challenge of treating their spouse with silent treatment. You don't talk to your spouse when something happens. That's your way of communicating to your spouse, or that's actually what you think will work well with your spouse. But let me tell you something, that makes your marriage unhealthy. It poses threat to your relationship with your spouse. You cannot use silent treatment to get your way or hurt your spouse as a way of communication. It's unhealthy. In fact, these unhealthy communication skills that people have developed over the years has led to numerous or countless divorce that we record in marriages today. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to encourage that in your life or in your family. Think about it. Something happened. No one is talking to each other. The husband is refused to talk to the wife refused to talk to the husband, and everyone is just ignoring each other. Silent treatment is not encouraging in relationship. So another thing you want to take note of is interrupting your spouse when they are trying to speak to you. is a very, very bad way of communicating. It actually means you are ignoring the communication already established. Your spouse is trying to talk to you and is establishing communication with you, and all you do is to interrupt by the things you do or by trying to ask questions. Imagine you are answering a question with a question. Your spouse asks you, why is this like this? And you say, what do you mean? That is not an answer. That is an interruption. We have different type of this kind of interruption coming in as a way of communicating, and it's wrong. It's unhealthy. Interrupting your spouse when they are trying to speak to you is a very negative way of communicating in your relationship, and it will lead to unhealthy marriage. It will lead to unhealthy relationship. You see, you don't want that to happen to you. You don't want to cultivate that. Now, that may have been going on in your relationship, but now you want to stop it. You want to think about it this way: I don't need to have this. It's wrong. What do you mean? Well, I'll explain why it is wrong. First of all, your spouse is your partner, is your friend, is your soulmate. They have feelings. Sorry about that. I got in the messages. They have feelings. They have things to do, to say to you. And those things they want to do or say to you is important to them. So when they try to speak their feelings, communicate their emotions to you, that's when you should listen. You don't want to interrupt them. You want to pay attention to what they have to say. Because by doing so, you are helping your relationship to grow. You are enabling a healthy environment in your marriage, in your relationship. This is so important. So stop trying to interrupt your spouse whenever they want to speak something that they feel you need to know or something important to them. Learn to listen, especially you guys. Men, we have to learn to listen to our wives. Let them speak. Give them a listening ears. Pay attention to what they have to say. Also, wife, do the same thing. It's so important. Then when you do that, you're building a healthy relationship. Now, another thing you want to avoid, which is unhealthy communication in marriages today, is playing on your phone during important discussions. When your wife or your husband is talking to you, you are walking using the phone. At this era where we have social media and all of these activities going on the internet, we are easily carried away. You can be on a YouTube or Facebook page, and you'll be scrolling and scrolling from timeline to another timeline. You're scrolling and scrolling informations. The same thing with Instagram. We are engrossed, captivated by many things that we see. So in such a situation where your spouse is discussing important issues with you, that is not the time when you want to play on your phone. This mode of communication is unhealthy. I know there are spouses, husbands, or wives that spend hours on phone just scrolling through Instagram pages, scrolling through Facebook pages and YouTube pages, and hours, ignoring their spouse, ignoring their loved ones who need their attention. You can't have that going on in a successful relationship or a successful marriage. You need to stop that kind of activity. Playing on your phone during important discussion is a no-go area. It's something that you must avoid in your relationship, because that kind of mode of communication is unhealthy. That can lead to a lot of decisions that may go wrong, a lot of decisions that may affect your relationship in the long run, and you want to avoid that. Okay, very important. Another thing that is unhealthy to your relationship is emotionally shutting off or being overly defensive when conversation topic becomes serious. This happens a lot, and it used to happen to me and my wife in my relationship, because you see, emotionally shutting off is one of the things that she normally does when we have intense, serious issues or conversation going on. But I needed to begin to explain to her that it is an experiment. It is an opportunity to air her view. She cannot just shut off. She cannot just emotionally shut down. Women are used to that. Most men do it as well. But in reality, you don't want that to be part of your practice in relationship. It is unhealthy, very much unhealthy. You don't want to practice that, because when you shut off like that, it means you become defensive. It helps you to become defensive. A lot of times, some people, some couples are very outspoken. They are very defensive by being outspoken. So they want to speak to defend themselves when a conversation is going on, and that can lead to intensive arguments, intensive fights that you don't want to really experience in your relationship. Again, it leads to unhealthy practices. Unhealthy communication leads to unhealthy marriages, unhealthy relationship, and that can lead to divorce, separation. So you need to be very careful on how you relate with your partner, how you communicate. These are very important things. Do not emotionally shut them off when they are having serious conversations with you. Or don't be defensive. For instance, the husband asks you, why is so and so something not done? And then you pose like, must I be the one to do it? That's sounding defensive. You can explain better. You can use some quality words to express yourself, not just questioning or retaliating. But you need to understand what I'm trying to say. So do not emotionally shut your spouses off when you're going through a serious conversation with them, or becoming defensive. It will lead to unhealthy relationship. That alone can lead to separation if it is overly practiced. That's very important. So another point that I want you to note again is this: purposely belittling or disrespecting your spouse is a negative way of communication. You don't want to be belittled. Why belittle others? When you deliberately, purposely belittle your spouse or disrespect them, whether publicly or privately, is unhealthy. That skill of communication is not supposed to be practiced by couples or spouses that love themselves. So in reality, you need to avoid that. So stop trying to belittle or disrespect your spouse. You don't want that. You don't want to practice that. It will make them emotionally vulnerable. And then not only that, it means you you break them down emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's like they don't matter to you. They are not worth anything to you. So don't do it. It's wrong. It's terribly wrong. Really, it's something any man or a woman should avoid in their relationship. Okay. All right. That's another thing you want to look at. And something else you want to look at is avoid frequently going to bed angry. Now, we're talking about unhealthy communication skills in marriage that must be avoided. You see, frequently going to bed angry in marriage is something that you have to avoid as a couple. It's unhealthy, it's destructive, it's scheming, it's worse than a cancer in the bones. Trust me, you don't want that. How does it feel like? Because we have an argument and then I go to bed turned the other way. My wife go to come to the same bed turned the other way. And inside us is unresolved issues. We are angry at each other. What do you think is going to happen? A lot of thoughts will come to our mind. Are we supposed to be doing this? You'll be wondering the kind of thoughts that will be going through your mind as a man or as a woman. Am I supposed to be in this relationship? You'll be amazed. Some kind of terrible thoughts that will be coming to you. Maybe I'm just supposed to be somewhere else. I think we need a divorce. We can't continue like this. You'll find out that you're considering a lot of unhealthy thoughts that will eventually put both of you asunder, and you don't want that to happen to you. So, frequently going to bed angry is a no-no. It's something you want to avoid in your relationship. You want to stay away from it completely. You want to walk away from that kind of attitude. It's dangerous. It's bad. It's wicked. It's not something that you want to do. So what do? Resolve your anger. Resolve your conflict. When I mean resolve your anger, resolve your conflict. In other words, if something happened, talk about it before bedtime. Talk about it before you sleep. Talk about it. Even though in the bed, wake your spouse up and say, you know what? Let's talk about this thing. Let's deal with it. We can't continue like this. We have to stop this. We need to sort out this difference and do it amicably, not with quarreling. You don't want to begin to further the anger. You don't want to keep quarreling about it. You don't want to just talk in peace. Look at the differences. Look at what the issue is. Then you just need to submit or admit to one another and say, okay, yes, I'm wrong. Yes, I'm right, whichever way. And then make peace. If you don't, if you keep frequently going to bed angry, very soon you're going to tender a divorce, or you're going to begin to ask for a separation between you and your spouse. And that's not what you want. That's not what the children want to see. And you don't want that to happen. So that's why I classify it as unhealthy communication in marriage. Now, another thing you want to avoid is having screaming matches with one another. You know what I mean? Screaming matches. It's like a competition. This one is screaming, the other one is screaming. It used to happen to me in my marriage, but I needed to learn something better. I knew it was a wrong practice. I knew it's something I didn't want to get myself involved in the future. So I changed. So what did I do? I began to learn the benefit of not even screaming at all, and also understanding that two wrongs, let me put it this way, because I wanted to use another riddles, but two wrongs can never make right. Okay. So the reason we have this screaming matches because both of us are trying to make points. We're trying to air our point. So one person must have to listen to me. This one, you must listen to me. This one says, no, you have to listen to me. So we have this screaming matches going on. And then when things happen, the whole house is in disarray. I mean, neighbors are wondering what's going on. We can't do that. That's a very negative way of communication. And that alone can actually destroy homes and is unhealthy. You need to stay away from that practice. Okay, sorry about that. Another thing you want to look at is using violence. Using violence as an outlet for frustration is wrong. Using violence as an outlet for frustration is wrong. This is where partner assault or throwing things across the room as a way of frustrating the other is wrong. What happens if what you're throwing gets to hit your partner and he falls down and died? Did you know that a lot of partners have lost their spouses by this practice as a result of violence? We speak against domestic violence a lot in our channel, and it's not something you want to practice. You have to avoid domestic violence. It's not the best way of communication. You don't try to make things right by being violent. You don't try to make someone listen to you by being violent. You don't try to get respect by being violent. You don't want to try to make someone a bit afraid of you because through violence, all right? You don't want to do that. Using violence as an assault or throwing things across the room as an outlet for frustration is a very bad, negative, unacceptable, unhealthy practice in marriage. You want to avoid that. You want to stop doing that. Otherwise, of course, we know what will happen. And many homes have been broken as a result of this frequent practice, this regular practice of using violence to express themselves. Don't do it. If your partner is violent, you need help. You need to call for help. You need someone to help you. Otherwise, one day he may start using his violence to destroy you or destroy the things around you. You don't want that to happen. So watch out for that, because that's a very, very bad way of communicating with anyone. You don't want that to happen. Okay. Now, another thing I want to talk about today, which is obviously the eighth part. I think I just mentioned the eighth portion. All right. The eighth point. Okay. The eighth point is using violence as a, I wasn't counting it, so I knew I had 8 points. So I think I've mentioned it. I mentioned the last one now. So here's what I want you to know. Instead of letting these things, unhealthy communication, instead of letting this unhealthy communication or healthy behavior crowd your ability to communicate, take a deeper breath, or take a deep breath. That's better. Take a deep breath and refocus your intention now. You see, refocus your intention. What exactly are you trying to communicate? What exactly are you trying to express? Take a deep breath. And then think about what you're trying to say. Think about what you're trying to express. And then try again. And you'll be amazed that you will do it right this time. You see, if you have been watching these videos this far, I say congratulations to you. And also, if you're watching for the first time and you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button right now. Even though we have been reminding you all the while, do it now. This is the time to do it. I'll wait for you. You go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. And also, the bell notification button. You need to hit the bell notification button to receive a notification whenever we upload new videos regarding what we're sharing on this channel. Thank you so much for being part of this channel and viewing our videos, many other videos you watched. I really appreciate it. And if you want to learn more about marriage, preparing for marriage and avoiding violence, and also, or you want to have advice or ideas about dating, tips about dating, now we have a lot of videos in our channel that you can watch. So I encourage you to go take a look at them and watch and enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll be back again to share more with you. Now, if you have any question, if you have any contribution to make, I would like you to leave it on the comment section below. And also, you can drop a message there if you want to speak to us. We'll be able to get to you. But until then, have a beautiful day. I'll see you again. Bye for now.